Pluto just entered Aquarius. What does that mean? Well, that's what this Tarot Tuesday is all about. We're going to be diving into one of the four options. Now, what I want you to really think about is that Pluto is going to be coming through for 20 years, okay? So think the long haul, not just the next couple of weeks, but what is your ultimate intention 20 years from now? That's what we want to be doing as we work with reading the cosmos now. Because Pluto is going to be in our solar system for about 20 years. So you know how people tell you, oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 20 years? This is applicable 20 years whenever. Like 20 years from the date this video is posted, this is still applicable if you run into it and you need to recalibrate, especially if your intentions change. Pick one of the four following definitions that I'm going to give you, okay? Whatever path feels aligned with you, that is the one that you want to take. If you're looking to get into the creative field, maybe your podcast, you're writing your book, or maybe you're going on stage, anything that has to do with YouTube channeling, anything like that, any creative arts that really forces you to step forward, this is the pathway that you want to pick up here. If you're looking for grace and honor, you're trying to balance your life, kind of bring a little bit more authenticity, this is the way that you want to go over here. If you're looking to overcome personal demons, or you're looking to get into the black arts, you want to really understand power, you really want to overcome the negative vibrations, or you feel like you're coming out of the dark night of the soul, right over here is where you want to get into. If you feel like you're having a spiritual awakening of any kind whatsoever, or you're looking for answers at some degree, this is the vibration you want to get here. The vibrations of harmony, basically, is where you want to get into over here. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the answers side. This is for you if you've been having a spiritual awakening, you're looking to open up doors that seem to be closed. One of the things that we need to always understand when we're looking for answers is that answers are like a double-sided coin, okay? It always has its positives and it always has its negatives. Now, a lot of people only want to look at one side of that coin. They only want to focus on the positive, the thing that makes them feel comfortable, the thing that's going to drive them forward, right? And that ultimately becomes a truth for them. Eventually, they end up discovering that there's another side to that, and then their reality starts breaking down and it starts kind of manifesting that vibration of false, and that's like where the tension ends up really coming in. So here we really need to allow ourselves to understand that there are certain things that we believed in that no longer are serving us anymore, and there are things that haven't been serving us in the past that now must be revisited and reanalyzed so we can pull out deeper truths and wisdom moving forward. Now, a lot of this has to do with personal love, like how you love yourself, how you love your life, how you love your manifestations, how you're embodying love. Love is different for each person, so don't try to get too hitched on like romantic love or anything like that. This is more so love patterns, like what restrictions in the way that you love existence are there that are holding you back, okay? Now, when we dive into that, that's going to force us to look at the negatives. That's going to make us feel uncomfortable at times. It's going to feel like we've walked away from spirit. But this is really for us to dive deeper into understanding our spirit so we can harmonize with spirit. The best ways to get through this, especially if you're having difficulty maintaining harmony, is to keep a positive attitude. Try as much as you can to really open up your consciousness so you can really elevate that positive vibe. Now, you can do that through trying to do some belly laughing techniques or dancing or smiling at yourself in the mirror for 10 minutes. Whatever the vibration is that you can try to just bring a little bit of laughter, even like through a comedy show or something. That's the energy you want to continuously embody as you go deeper into this next phase of your life. What you're doing right now is you're changing the foundations of your reality, and you're kind of like setting the new rules that are going to be presenting themselves as you continue to surf the next 20 years. In order for you to do that, you need to embrace the new manifestations that come for you and letting go of the old manifestations. It's kind of like when you're moving, right? Like sometimes you're moving from one house to another and you can't really take everything from your old house with you, maybe because you've outgrown it or there is some sort of flaw in it or you're going to replace it, something like that, right? There's sometimes where we cannot bring particular things with us to the next phases of our life, right? That's exactly what's happening here. Embrace the change, embrace the movement, embrace the good, but also recognize you cannot continue going deeper into that good if you are restricting yourself from letting go of what no longer serves you. This is all happening so you can find deeper pleasure, love, health, and nourishment into your reality. The stuff that keeps you in flow with your life. It's super important that you ask yourself, what is nourishing me right now? If it's not giving you life, if it's not giving you pleasure, if it's not allowing you to feel motivated to wake up every day, you need to let that go because it's draining from you. You're not really embodying this truth of love and all the blessings. And that might be one of the darker truths that are being needed to look at right now, right? This is that energy of looking at things that are unpleasant so we can make pleasant moves. Here we also have the energy of the Two of Wands, which is, again, we see the Eye of Ra manifests itself twice here, okay? Meaning it's double destruction. There's a lot of illumination of consciousness that's happening, especially if you pick this vibration. But everyone as a whole is going through this, right? And it's a lot about influence, dominion, and grief. We're letting go of a lot of grief, old patterns of like self-sabotage, old belief patterns on whether or not we're good enough or if we'll attain what we're really looking for. This is happening so we can really sharpen our skill at attaining what we truly, truly want. This is really, really powerful energy because this side is pretty much just an indicating that with every struggle there is this growth, right? And that's inherent in every nature. But one of the things that's so important here is like your struggle will only present itself as you focus on everything but pleasure. The more you focus on pleasure, the less struggles you have. The more real you are on what makes you happy. Maybe you haven't had a conversation with somebody that needs to be had. Maybe you are at the job that you knew you should have quit 2 weeks ago, but you didn't want to let go of it. Maybe you knew you were supposed to go all in on your new business, but you didn't do that. Like, whatever is keeping you from embracing the life that you love, no matter how difficult it is, that is the dark tension. That is that the shutting of the door that you want to open. Okay, so right now there's a lot of like self-awareness of like the only way your reality will change is if you are making sure you are meeting your reality halfway in love to produce the results that you're looking for. A lot of that has to do with letting go of things that don't serve you anymore while you embrace what you do love. Oftentimes people are like, how do I, step into this vibration? But I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know. I don't know. And they're like, there's all this like confusion that ends up happening. But really what you need to understand is like, the unknown is your friend. Sometimes you step into the unknown and you see doors just randomly open for you. And that's how shamans live. That's how the most fulfilled people tend to live. They have strategy plans along the way, but they learn to surrender so that things keep kind of just like opening up for them, okay? And that's what this whole vibration here is bringing us right now. It's important to remember that you are the creator of your reality, right? And from where you are emotionally operating from will create the rest of the movement that happens at a collective scale and individually by vibration that people scale, okay? So right now is like sitting in peace with your power, with your emotions, and letting reality just reorganize itself. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it will turn out to your favor. Now we're coming up over to the energy up top for all the creatives, people who want to really step into doing their podcasts and doing all that energy of, presenting themselves out into the world, writing a book. A lot of this is inspirational energy. This is like Thoth energy. And we do see Thoth down here as well that presents himself, the great writer. So as Thoth presents himself, he's kind of just telling you, hey, call upon him or call upon any of the deities that you really, really feel are in alignment with the creative aspect that you're pursuing. Maybe you want to call upon great speakers that have transitioned. Maybe you want to call upon actual deities about books that you're going to be writing. It really just depends on what it is that you want to be creating in the now. But the most important thing is that right now you're in alignment not only with the powerful allies of change cosmically, but you're also in alignment with the true essence of your life. So it's important to focus on your thoughts. Your thoughts are what are actively bending reality. That's the only thing you should be really focused on. Your thoughts. Those thoughts should be bringing up different levels of karma for you. So you might be noticing that you have to change certain patterns in yourself, diet, personal habits. Maybe you are starting to be more adventurous. Life is calling you in new directions. It's really important for you to embrace the movement of reality right now, because that movement is going to give you more of the creativity that you're seeking, especially because we have the energy of the Chariot and we also have the energy of Apollo associated to this. So this is basically saying, like, if you allow yourself to truly, truly embrace the light of the chaos that's presenting itself right now, the movement towards what you really want to be creating, you will open up the intuitive channelings to make your project a success. So a lot of this is like the divine feminine, because creativity comes from the unpredictable. Creativity also comes from this state of not being able to truly uh, know the entirety of how something's going to finish. Like, you work with it, it's coming to life as you work with it, right? And a lot of times, if you're not an artist, you don't really understand that structure. Like, you might have an idea in your head, and as you're transferring it over into a medium, it might change ever so slightly because it has a life of its own, right? In a way. So art is really cool. If you haven't gotten into it, get into it, because something new is rebirthing itself, and it's something that's cosmically in accordance with the Akashic records. We have the energy here of the Akashic record, the records, okay? And this vibration is really powerful because it's saying that you're stepping into moksha. You're stepping into this vibration of transcendence, of transformation, of understanding who you truly are as you dive deeper into the spiritual works that you're looking for. One of the things, though, that you have to do is stay grounded. If you are not grounded, there is going to be a very huge tension in creating the creative works, okay? So this could be, something as simple as doing salt baths, or walking barefoot outside, or spending more time in nature. Maybe you try to bring more plants into your home. It really just depends on what your definition of grounding is. Some people even wear copper socks so that they can ground more easily. This is all part of the equation. As long as you stay grounded, as you allow all those thoughts to start coming in and trickling, and you take action on those thoughts. When a thought comes in, record it. Write it in your notebook. Write it on your app. Whatever it is that you got to do, send it to a friend so you do not lose it, so you can definitely track it, so you can practice with it, so you can participate and you can stay on track. There are a lot of different AI options as well out there that can help you really master yourself during this time. But if you have been wanting to write your books, become an author, become a YouTube influencer, whatever it is that you've been wanting to do in the creative space, maybe a news anchor or something, this is the time for you. The universe is in alignment with you. Pluto is giving you that push to become super successful in that direction and not have anything interfere with that, because it is in a cosmic alignment with you, okay? The only thing is, you just have to allow yourself to transform along with your manifestation. That means lifestyle changes. Everything here on Antojai is about lifestyle change. Remember that. If you're struggling with anything, you can always work with me one-on-one. So this is really powerful energy that's telling us that the vibration of gain is going to really, really step forward for us, okay? Stay focused on the goal. Maybe modify your life a little bit so that you can actually make time to write that book, or to record those videos, or to learn how to become better at SEO. Whatever it is that you want to get into, allocate time for it so that you can actually make it be a thing. This is going to bring so much freedom and so much, like, not only monetary, but also other concepts that you may be wanting to do when it comes to travel and stuff like that. This is the wave. You've been really wanting that. There's a lot of movement for you, but your reality is going to require you to make some effort as well. Here we start diving into grace and honor, okay? So if you're looking for grace and honor, one of the things that you need to understand is that you need to start letting go of specific pleasures that you think are helping you, but they are not. And a lot of this has to do with like probably drinking. If you like to drink a lot of alcohol, maybe not drinking enough water. You drink a lot of like pop or something like that. There's this element of liquid that needs to be changed of some sort. This can also indicate some level of addiction. So if you have an addiction, it's probably time, especially if you're noticing that it's holding you back, to let it go, especially if it's costing you the grace that you are seeming to look for, right? There's a positive and a negative. Maybe you were drinking in the past and that really helped you get through your vibration, and then all of a sudden now it's not really panning out the way you want it to, okay? It's really important for you to kind of just allow yourself to recognize that change is here for the highest state of self if you're willing to let go of a pleasure that no longer is serving you. Sometimes this can be as simple as like a way of thinking, a way of being. This energy too is bringing forth that trust in your knowledge. You have an intuitive wisdom. There's a lot of what I'm saying to you is probably something that you've already known for a while, and you haven't really done anything super crazy to like change that vibration. So right now, listening to that internal wisdom is what's really going to give you a lot of great abilities to kind of like expand with yourself. Now, there's a lot of synchronization happening. You're really in tune right now. So if you can make the right psychic efforts, the right decisions for yourself, you will be able to make amazing decisions towards the future. We also have a lot of other tiny messages happening here for the future. We come with the energy of Artemis, protection. Don't be afraid that like if you don't let go of this is going to cause you some sort of negativity, right? That's not what this is about. This is saying like if you really want to propel yourself into a deeper sense of self, this is probably something you might want to consider to let go of, especially if your goal is to be loved by people more, or have grace, or have honor, be seen in a higher light by your peers. This is kind of like that energy right here. This also is letting go of some sort of pleasure that is like there sometimes people are addicted to not having pleasure because they were taught that like that's not like, okay. If you're one of those people too that has a hard time having fun or relaxing, that's something you need to be embodying if that's kind of your addiction versus actual liquids. This would be the addiction of not being in flow in that state. Now, you're protected. It's okay, but it's really important that you start asking yourself what your soul is going to eventually ask for or want. If you die tomorrow, have you lived your life the way you wanted to live it now? If you can't say yes, then you need to start living your life like literally you got 7 days to live. What would you be doing right now, right? If you had 7 days to live and you lived fully to your vibration, what would be the choices of that person? They would be very different than where you're at now. It's really good to dive into the unseen or the unknown, even though it does make you a little bit afraid to step into that vibration. This is part of finding the greater cosmic joke in reality. Have fun right now as you dive into the sense of the unknown, as you overcome reformation of new realities, and as you become more creative with yourself and how you're re-architecting your life. You need a lot of peace while you do that. That's why they're telling you to have good energy, because if you can stay in this really sanctified peace that can't be shaken, that's what really opens the door for a lot of the inspirations that happen in this reality. Allow yourself not to get caught up on old mistakes. That's not really something that really matters right now. Just keep working towards your goal. Keep working towards self-embodiment. Self-realization is the word that really presents itself here. This is about you choosing to let go of who you've been so you can be the person you want to be, or who you technically are now, right? So this is like you've already transformed, but there's an anchor trying to pull you back. And this is where you really got to allow yourself to kind of make a very clear, distinctive decision. I am going in my direction of self-realization. I'm letting go of anything else that is not in alignment with that. If you can do that, you'll see the dawn, and you'll see the darker aspects of the underworld that have always been in front of you. That's a good thing, because it's going to make you more psychic and more in tune with yourself. but you also have to allow yourself to let go of any greed, allow yourself to really be using this new shift and flow in your reality to help others. A lot of this shift is for a higher resonance. The more that you gain, the more you should share. It's not always about physical resources. It could be about wisdom. It could be about energy. It could be about, other things that one can share as the cosmos has provided. You need to find your flow for that and work with it as it happens, but do not stay stagnant with that energy. All right, so let's go into the demonic sector here and seeing what's driving it. So, whether you're going through a dark night of the soul or you want to dive deeper into dark alchemy, maybe you are overcoming demons in your life or you're starting to master them in some form or shape, this is really important for you right now. Now, there's disappointment that you have to confront. Like, there's something there that is in your shadow that's not allowing you to fully see the bigger picture of what you're capable of. A lot of times this happens because you're so close to a goal, and that goal is then kind of like trying to escape you because it has a mind of its own. It's not because it doesn't want to be with you, it wants to see that you're worthy to be with it, okay? So it's really important for you right now to kind of ask yourself, where do you not believe in yourself? Where do you allow yourself to create disappointment? Where do you feel like you fall short? Why do you fail yourself, most importantly? Because that's one of the things that's really important during these types of self-discoveries as well. You need to choose to allow yourself to pick a new lifestyle, a new reality that you can truly embrace. That's going to really open up the doors towards a new life. But if you do not allow yourself to look at the darker aspects of your consciousness, you won't be able to attain that power or the next shift that you're looking for. Now, one of the things that's really powerful about these cards over here is that we're also looking at the King of Swords. The answer here is not in the most obvious place. The answer is in the answer is not even the answer that you're looking for. The answer um, is not freedom. The answer is not going to give you liberation. The answer is only going to give you more clarity as to what direction you want to go into in your life. What you need to do is change. The change that needs to be delivered is a transcendence of the inner child, okay? So your inner child is what's holding on to the negativity if you're feeling like you're being plagued by something. And it's your inner child that's holding you back from attaining more power if that's what your goal is. What's the breaking denominator here? What's the thing that changes it for either manifestation? Innocence. The inner child that you're going through, like the demons that are haunting you in dark night of soul, your inner child has not found its resonance of innocence, or its innocence has been corrupted. That's the energy you need to shift. If you're looking for power and mastering dark alchemy, the innocence of a child's potentiality to create whatever they want with their mind without any restriction as to the possibility of their power of that particular thought is the power you're seeking. But if you do not allow yourself to nourish and nurture the inner child, you will not find victory in this particular path to attaining what you're looking for. The new life that is there for both parties is lying deep within the shadow, within the shade. So you need to allow yourself to go there so you can attain the grounding factor that's going to get you to the next level. Now, this is all really powerful energy. In the center for all the cards that are being read, the soul wealth vibration, right? You need to have temperance as the energies of Pluto or Hades travel through our cosmos. A lot of people are seeking healing, but they've gotten past that vibration of needing healing. They're looking for a shift. They're looking for self realization. So if you're a healer, one of the best techniques you can start bringing to your business right now is helping your clients do their own work. Don't heal them. Teach them how to heal themselves. That is the most aligned thing with the cosmos right now. That's what you want to do. Hopefully this reading was really fun for you or helpful. It opened up doorways. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will catch you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching with me to master your psychic abilities or tap into the other realms or manifest something that you really, really wanted for a long time, I got you. Sending you lots of love.